This book is called How I Beat Cancer. It's by me, Matthew Gillis. In that moment, this brilliant ball of fire descending from a crimson heaven, and a likeness of its splendor mirrored on what was once an endless bed of deep blue possibilities. Sweet melody of songbirds did harmonize the gentle breeze, all the while the reeds would whistle and entice the clouds to dance. And each cloud itself would slowly speak in monotone, though low and deep, one silent solemn word of wisdom as they danced across a crystal sky. And at that moment hope flew by, followed next by honesty, unity at its side. Then the most powerful of all came near, hovering beneath her wing, transparent, still behind her mask. True beauty threw me to my feet to ask, could I be the one to comprehend the depths to which severity could stretch beyond entirety? So I stood wide-eyed, as was she, hand in hand in love's embrace. I brushed my hand across the beauty of her face. Then it happened. I pulled her close to taste her smile, and with that, flesh on flesh, my soul escaped inside her chest. Our hearts entwined, combined and blessed. This empty space inside my mind was filled at last, one last time. That passing breeze, now gone for good, had left one final word. Those 3 words. I should have known before it happened, but denial is more powerful than certainty. And when the pressure became too much in class, I called from a payphone in the foyer. The receptionist put me on hold. My appointment was for Friday to get the test results, but it was Tuesday and I knew they were in. The doctor came on the line around 11 a.m. Give me some good news, Doc. I usually like to do these things in person. I know, but I can't wait. Well, there's no easy way to say this. I blacked out for a moment and hung up the phone and walked down the hall in the direction of class. But I walked past the classroom and saw the overhead spilling out on open doors, but there was no sound. I could see mouths moving, paper shuffling, but it was as if someone had pressed mute on the television. And those 3 words echoed in my head as I fell to the floor. I have cancer. I have cancer. I have cancer. Untitled. The moon is an interesting woman. As Mother Earth's right-hand man, does the moon have the conscious awareness that she is Aphrodite, Cupid, Wonder Woman, and Saint Teresa, with the direct control to more than just the tides and all therein? There's some Swiss watch envied precision with all the effort it takes for you and I to fill our lungs in our sleep. But this doesn't fulfill your Gen Ed Earth science requirement. The moon's true role cannot be read about, neatly summarized, neither proven nor disproven. It lives in the feeling you get that night when just for no reason at all, you looked up felt it. Altoids. My little metal case of supplies became my best friend and crutch. I flipped it open, wide-eyed, each time, with hopes that my salvation lay in the next handful. Their hues vivid, cutting through the polished reflection of my candy. All different shapes and effects, from Marinol and Vicodin to prednisone and Synthroid. I lost 100 pounds and shaved my head bald instead of watching it fall out. I learned to inject myself with Neupogen to get my white blood cell count back up. It was fighting with everything you've got to keep death at bay for 2 weeks. And just when you start to hold down food again, you get injected with the poisons that start the cycle over. The first few days are the worst. Sometimes you wonder if death would really be all that bad. And everyone is there to support you, but you can see the pity in their eyes. Dark Angel. I ran into a past employer who was on her second bout with ovarian and dressed in black each day. I gave her a business card for the online recording studio I ran inside my deluded head. She emailed me and we met for drinks, while I burst into song and she asked for the check. I liked driving her BMW and forgetting that we both might die, but I wanted more. I wanted a wife, and she just wanted to have fun. I left her a note and began the 10-mile walk home. It wasn't the most well thought out plan, but by chance a friend came to get me, and I said poor me once again. The short story. When I was 16, my best friend killed himself. Alcohol took his place and lasted 10 years at least. I met a girl. She was everything I imagined perfection to be, but she liked to cut herself. Some years later, I met another girl and was diagnosed with cancer. I beat it, but they said I would never have children. So she and I started a life together. She already had a child, but I had the habits. Foggy nights, broken furniture, with sunlight mocking my naked body sprawled out on the couch again. It came to choose another life or death, so I quit drinking. She left me anyway. Then we got back together. My fish can swim. And our baby girl is now 4 years old. Family. I'm a good father today, and finally becoming a good son. But still much work to do, making amends with those whom I love. Today I have honest morals and values, yet just scratched the surface in my few short years, with regards to a direct connection to God. Now some are afraid of the G word, so be it. I push my beliefs on no one, and I respect the worldly differences, for each person has a story to tell, like each soul has a miracle to share. No longer do science and religion conflict, for they are one. No one man, theory, belief, religion, case study, prescription, or program is absolutely infallible. It is human nature to congregate with like-minded individuals so that we might pass on our knowledge to the next generation. Simple self-preservation, I suppose. unfortunate reality is that the 1 percentile dictates what the masses fight over, pushing us further from our neighbors and closer to a paranoia, crazy media addiction that keeps the masses from doing our constitutional rights. What does life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness mean in a world when we are afraid to go to church or even walk down the street without a cell phone, just in case? Superego. So Freud says id, ego, and superego. So one begs the question, what of one's delusions of grandeur? Or are they actual psychic change towards a better understanding of self? A self with a limitless future as an actual functioning member of this oh-so-sick society. So he was into dreams and related most theories to some sort of sexual connotation, Freudian slip, etc. Marion Woodman interpreted his dreams and further proved Pavlov's stimulus response, but dug a little deeper to brain chemistry and dopamine-fueled synapses within the conscious and unconscious paths. Still one overlap, the subconscious, where one is neither awake nor asleep. Now, my limited exposure to the woman whose work explored the inner workings of a pioneer in his field left one lasting impression on this student. Combined with contemporary psychology studies and a faith in Carl's work as well as Bill's, these ancient and modern theories live on in all of us. Need proof? How do you feel about chocolate, coffee, nicotine, alcohol, from illicit prescription medications to some substances? Some call them vices, other habits, to some life-sustaining, to others a fate worse than death. Input, output, diet, and exercise, there are no secrets. Just get your facts straight before you indulge. Nicotine causes more deaths than marijuana. Drinking and driving cost lives and money. Chocolate stimulates the same dopamine receptors as heroin. Only runners, the bikers, the enlightened, achieve the physical effect of positive reinforcement through hydrating and sweating, tearing, pushing the limits, and achieving those goals without substances. It really is all in your head. A fight the other night. The realization of persistent psychosis plagues us both daily, just shy of the most overwhelming and emotionally taxing relationship from an outward projection. Tears raw flesh from bone nearly every moment. So now, emaciated, riddled with true physical pain, bewildered by a love and a need for love, truly the world at our feet, solid, attainable goals moving forward. All forward progress is met with inexplicable opposition nearly all times. We are in each other's company, a choking tension that tastes all too familiar. I surrender and ponder permanently affixing a solid white cloth to both palms, as when raised, they might be seen this time. In surrender. Somehow chasing invisible hope through the darkness, and each night is the same. The switch flips from reality to fantasy land. So buckle up this time. The stakes are too high. Some fold under the pressure, taking the road more traveled. Footprints from the damned. I didn't always take the time to live in the moment, nor smell the orchid. But faith cannot be a tangible object one can literally grasp in one's hands and feel it to be true. I was born into faith. A lucky hand this one was dealt. Yet certain circumstance caused me to call into question my faith. So I searched for the answers. This sponge of a poet's dreams, a Pisces passions, armed with a degree or two, and access to the most reliable facts on the face of the planet. Yet still I came to more questions than answers. This process took years, and I lost my faith, thinking it never to return, and almost resided to leave this realm alone as I had long time felt. Not until then had I reached my spiritual bottom, and not until then was I ready. Ready for what has, and what will continue to transpire should I stay the course, roll with the punches, live in the moment, love for a lifetime, never dwell on the past nor wish to forget it. Rather use this grain of sand or two I found beneath the rocks of just one vast beach, one several worldly oceans. Let the 2 brain cells left in my head forever choose the correct path, and in keeping my spiritual tank on full, using my direct line to the big man, staying away from that first sucker drink, I am help to many, and in turn improve my own abilities, as a teacher must have a lesson plan if he or she is enlightened enough to see the limitless potential towards self-actualization, a safe, symbiotic transgressions of moments, of wisdom, of thoughts, experiences, lies and truths. Your eyes won't hold your facade forever. For every day a butterfly flaps its wings, a soul finds peace, some not too distant world away. Quick pick-me-up. As I sleepwalk through the morning, it wakes me in the afternoon with a sour chill. Still a sweetness I cannot resist. It tastes like chemical oranges. It smells like metallic tangerines. It's marketed as chaos. Partly, I'm sure, because too many make my mind feel a little chaotic. But it provides quick energy when there's no time for lunch and the nights are too short for sleep. Just rocks. I didn't come this far in my college career to fail now, but Spanish is like learning a foreign language, and geology is the study of rocks. Just fucking rocks. I knew going into this class that it would be difficult and I would struggle because my mind doesn't work that way. I can't listen to Stein lecture with all the speed and enthusiasm of a rotting corpse. Come away from the window, Grandpa. Tell me what I need to know in order to pass. The lab is even worse. This TA is younger than me, and though she has a firm grasp of her f***ing rocks, she has all the communicative abilities of a drunken 5-year-old. Then she gets upset with the students for not understanding whatever point she's trying desperately to get across. I've survived graduate-level English courses, but I can't pass a freshman year intro to geology. Maybe it's because they're just rocks. They're rocks. They're just f***ing rocks. A day in the life of a non-athlete. Emma dragged me to the gym today for the first time in 5 years or more. My noodle legs and jello arms are proof I gave it my all. Judgment-free zone? I think not. 2 juicer heads were grunting in the corner and slapping each other in the chest. There was a woman who could have decapitated anyone in the room with her thighs, and a guy with one arm in a sling doing curls. Nearly everyone had an iPod despite the loud dance music. I ran into a guy I hadn't seen since Little League. It's funny how people change but still look the same. Now he's an herbalist and in much better shape. When we were done, Emma went tanning. In the locker room, I changed by the mirror. Some guy stood uncomfortably close to me. As I turned to leave, I burst into laughter because I was holding her water bottle, the pretty pink water bottle with the flowers on the side. He smiled at me, and I ran out the door. And I'd wonder why, when I was young, my
protect your veins.